One day when I was getting into the lift, Yao Ming suddenly walked out. So I really wanted to ask him for a picture, but I heard from my housemate that she got rejected by him, so I didn't ask him. Yeah. My name is Adele and I play shooting in a 10-meter air rifle women's event, and I'm currently a Year 2 NUS student in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences.
My name is Kiria. I'm a national fencer, and I'll be starting my third year in NUS in the Faculty of Science studying chemistry.
I train about 6 times a week, twice a day, so maybe from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. and the second session from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
I also train 6 times a week, with Saturdays being my rest day. Each day I train about 2 to 3 times a day, so it can be a gym session in the morning and fencing sessions in the evening.
I think my biggest sacrifice would probably be time, and sometimes I even have trouble struggling with academics and sports at a very elite level.
I think I sacrifice a lot of my time with my friends especially. It's very difficult for me to put aside some extra time to meet them outside of school and outside of training.
I agree with this sentence a lot, and I feel that most of the time our struggles, nobody sees it. And shooting is a very mental sport, so we go through a lot of mental turmoil that nobody sees, and the path to greatness is actually very lonely. But I'm very thankful to have a lot of people around me to show me support.
I also agree with the statement. I think a lot of times you don't see results, so you have to keep pushing through the hard times before you actually manage to win a big competition or achieve a good achievement. So it can be very long and it can be very lonely at times because not a lot of people will understand your struggles and they may not support you.
Time management is very important, so right after training, I will straight away go for my lectures, and I always have my journal and my laptop with me so I can be on the go when the lecture starts. The only thing that I do is maybe not eat meat, and the reason is because I have to stand in a very still position for many hours, so meat is very hard to digest. So usually I try to eat foods that are easier to digest.
One thing I do is that I try not to talk to a lot of people before my match because I think it can be quite distracting sometimes. I think one person that really made a huge impact on me was actually my opponent, because she was the world #1, and it was someone that I really only watched on YouTube, so I didn't actually see her fence live before, and having to fence her at the Olympics was a very special moment.
We weren't allowed to leave the athlete village because the movement restriction is very strict. So inside the village there is the village plaza where there is shops for us to buy souvenirs, and there's also like a games area for us to play darts and for us to play VR kind of games.
One of the things that I spent a lot of time was at the dining hall because they had really good food, and that was the only place that we could see other athletes like without their mask, so you can like actually recognize like famous athletes. We actually spent quite a lot of time at the dining hall trying to look out for our famous athletes.
Olympics is a very huge campaign, and to be very frank, we are all very exhausted from the preparation of the Olympics. So a few months break is definitely necessary for me, and I'll be shifting the focus back onto my academics before the preparation for the SEA Games resumes next year.
So similar for me, I'll be taking a few weeks of rest, and I'll be starting training for the SEA Games hopefully next year, as well as the Asian Games.